We will finish this out tonight. So, welcome to the Pirates of Drinax. We will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys, so they have discovered that the subsidized merchant Porthang is on the planet surface of Asus. It is in a canyon. There were some missile batteries set up outside. This is where the surface to orbit missiles came from, and they have gone. The travelers have gone forth and gone full murder hobo on the mercenaries and the crew outside of Porthang, and they have now entered the ship and are up on deck 2. They are getting assaulted by security bots, and where we left off last week, Ting had hacked one of the security bots, undoubtedly planning to do, murder with it on the other security bot. The bridge is...
Yeah, let's kill it.
the ship is currently, second deck is deck 2 is currently in crew lockdown mode. So all these doors are locked, including the bridge, and we will find out what they what they discover. But pretty much, they haven't run into any other crew as of yet. And one thing that I probably, I don't know, I think I skipped over. So I will inform you now. Poor thing is damaged. It has damage in two places. The first spot is that it seems to have taken a missile hit, not a big one, but enough that it forced the ship down, and in the process, they got it up on the landing skids, but it has taken some crash damage. I will just say that Keith probably noticed that it looks like significant lifter damage from the crash. So even if it wanted to, it couldn't lift off presently. Before we get started, we'd like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They are just products that we really like. Tonight, we would like to thank Easy Roller Dice Company. Easy Roller Dice makes absolutely fantastic, well-balanced dice. My favorite in my entire collection are the translucent dice. They are balanced. They roll evenly. They act like true dice rather than some of the dice that I've bought were much more expensive dice, where you roll them and you're like, okay, well, this dice is always going to give me a roll between 13 and 20. This dice is garbage. It's only going to ever give me a roll between 1 and 8. And I have many of those dice, but the Easy Roller dice don't seem to be like that at all. In addition to dice, they have numerous dice accoutrements, dice trays, dice towers. They've got dice bags. They've got anything that you could possibly want to do with dice. They've got fancy dice, metal dice, stone dice. They've got it all. They also frequently have sales. So if you go to easyrollerdice.com, you can check out their front page. Usually they will have 10% off of this or 40% off of that. And if you sign up, they will send you massive discount deals almost weekly, if not weekly, like every couple of weeks they send me something where it's 40% off of dice boxes, or 40% off of bags, or what have you. Or buy a dice tray and get a bag for free, or buy one and get 2 sets of dice for free. They have amazing deals. So go check out Easy Roller Dice. Highly recommended. We also have a merch store via Zazzle that we have hoodies and t-shirts and buttons. Oh my. And in fact, we have the pirate flag from tonight's game via a button and a t-shirt made by Cameron, and that is available. I suggest getting it in the black T-shirt, but you can get them in a number of different colors. 100% of the proceeds from that store goes directly back into the channel. Helps us cover costs like the Roll20 Pro subscription and the Incarnate map making subscription. And so if you want to help us out, go get yourself a T-shirt and a button, and we appreciate everything you do for us. So, yeah. So next week, we will be taking a break from Pirates of Drinax, and we are going to be doing a Paranoia one-off, and this should prove to be a quite the humorous little one-off. We anticipate that it's going to go from anywhere from 1 to 4 sessions. I would estimate probably about 4 weeks, 4 game sessions to get through this little intro adventure, and so it really depends on how how many little side paths these guys take, and how many times they get sidetracked with killing each other before we reach the conclusion of the one-off adventure. And so expect that next week, and then of course after that we will get back to the naval portion of Pirates of Drinax, where we will be seeing the campaign through a different set of eyes, a different set of characters from the Imperial side. So, where we left off, we are at Keith. There is a security bot down here. And this one all the way in the back, I would imagine Ting has probably let you know that that's his bot, if I remember correctly. So what would Keith like to do?
Just shove me out of the way and take a shot. That's okay.
There is that. I was wondering, I guess we should probably take care of the bots first, but I was kind of wondering if there was a way I could scan for other bots. Because,
Yeah.
I wonder if there are additional ones.
You need to get to like a terminal or
Yeah,
something?
I'd probably have to get to a terminal.
Well, you are very close to the airlock here.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, that's a very weird airlock. But anyways, I would think that the other door is under this number. Anyways, so I would think that you are near a terminal. There's going to be a terminal on the wall. Plus, there's a terminal right next to the bridge, door control. That is, of course, reading that it is locked. So you have a couple of options. You can grab this terminal over by the airlock, and you can make a... Well, first you're going to have to hack the terminal. So you would need to make a very difficult 12 plus electronics, computers plus intellect or education.
I think, given the situation, I might be better off hacking that security bot directly. The remaining one that we know about.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'll remotely hack that.
Okay, go ahead and make a computers plus intellect or education check, plus whatever bonuses you get for software and things of that nature.
So I'm going to use the Efficient software. Ooh, I got boxcars.
Nice.
So that'll give me 16, I think.
Okay, so the bot is hacked, and they kind of are awaiting instruction.
I'm going to send them on a seek and destroy mission for any other security bots.
Okay.
Whitelisting the security bot that's already hacked.
Okay, good idea. Good idea. All right, so the two security bots go on, and I mean these security bots are, like I said, they're pretty much they're junk. They are pieced together. They're basically garbage cans with some Roomba guts thrown into them and thrown onto, you know, like a a garage dolly with the innards of a laser rifle and a turret on top. That's the extent of the bots. I don't even think they... Well, it says they have advanced programming. I really question that. because they are. I think the old 1980s toy, the Big Track, probably had better programming in it than these do. So you guys are technically out of you are out of combat. So what do you guys want to do?
Go to the
Yeah,
bridge
yeah, I want to break into the bridge where.
So you have
right next to you.
Do the security bots have like a signal or something they can send out that'll allow them to have access?
they do not.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, none of these security bots basically the extent of their advanced programming is to wander these corridors and down here in the common area, and none of the door they are blacklisted even from the doors, so none of the doors will open for them. So you have two options to get into the bridge. Of course the bridge door will open with sufficient violence, or you can hack the door terminal. Or I suppose if you want to, you could make a mechanics check and try to pick manually override the door locks as well. So I guess you got three options.
Yeah, Ting, do you want to try to hack that?
I
Since
sure
you
will.
got the best bet.
What this is TL12, so I'll get +2. Right, +2 due to the TL difference, and then 2 for my intrusion.
+3. Oh, yes, +2. You're right.
Okay, and then I get my computer skill.
Correct. Plus intellect or education.
Okay.
Jeez.
19.
Holy shit.
What the heck?
Oh, whoa.
So Ting hacks into the door terminal, and with a 19, you
The door goes, yes, sir. What did I say?
yeah.
Man,
Well,
the password is 12345.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The password is password. Guessed. The password is guessed.
No, the password is admin.
Root. Root. So, yeah. So Ting's brute force hack, he just shatters the firewalls, and you are getting not only door access, Ting, but on your portable computer, you have access to bring up all manner of things, specifically a schematic of the entire ship.
Well, cool. I will,
Secret information store. Look that up on the
Basically, yes.
yeah. I'm gonna start looking for information files that would be of interest
Make
while
a
I open the door for Keith there.
yeah. You open the door for Keith, but before we send Keith into the bridge, you can make an investigation plus intellect or education check. If you have a database, Jesus Christ! I was gonna say if you get a database software, you can add that, but I guess you don't really
Yes, sir.
need
Right
to.
away, sir.
Jeez, it's gonna be one of those kinds of nights. So, you pick up that there have been a number of modifications made to some of the interior compartments of Orthang. The most significant is that the down here in the cold storage for your lowbirds, you note that one of the lowbirds has been converted for hazmat storage.
Probably where that
Ooh.
fucking, yeah. I'll
Oh, I know
definitely,
what's in there.
I'll announce that.
The other one,
It's full of an Aslan that's been infected.
right? down here, this common area, you note that on the deck plans that these two tables, so this would be like what they consider the commons area, or also known as the crew or the passenger boarding area. And you note that these two tables have been taken out and replaced with a workbench along the wall. And there are 4 drones that are currently on that workbench.
Gee,
And the notes list that the drones have been kitted out with aerosol spraying mechanism.
Yeah.
Should we,
let's just nuke this ship.
No, we need the evidence.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to figure out
Yes,
who's
sir,
doing
right away, sir.
So Keith, you the thing unlocks the door and it slides open. The bridge is active. What are you doing?
I'm going to tell Keith the passcode as he goes in. I will send that on a text to everybody so they can,
Nice.
you know, have
Okay.
fun. Yeah, you have full system access with my great ability to fucking hack these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 password.
So yeah, I'm wondering if is this the captain thing or what is this?
Up in the front, this
In the
is
front.
that would be the sensors.
That's the sensors. Okay. So I'm guessing I'm gonna look at the captain's journal if possible on the computer.
Okay. Go ahead and make a investigation plus intellect or education check.
Okay. 8.
Okay. So you do find the captain's journal. In fact, you find what you would expect to find. You find a real logbook, and then you find the logbook information that they would give to any that would be publicly accessible to any starport personnel that would be doing a check on the vessel, or customs agents, things of that nature.
Right.
In the True Journal, the True Logbook, you find that full logs contain information on where the ship has come and gone, what has been purchased, the full inventory logs of cargo that has been transported and to where, as well as communications logs from Prince Richter, and these logs are only a couple of hours old. From Prince Richter ordering the crew of Porthang to construct and launch the missiles. And you find that the target of these surface-to-orbit missiles was actually the Sun Tzu. They were firing on the Imperial colonial cruiser.
That's not good. That's pretty
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, I was just thinking we should broadcast that immediately
At least
to the Sun Tzu.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could. You have a couple of options. I mean, you don't necessarily have to transmit it tight beam to the Sun Tzu. You could transmit this shit to everybody.
Right.
I think being open and forthcoming is one solution. I think the other solution is to take all of those missile launchers and line them up side by side and shooting volley after volley after volley of missiles at Richter's ship.
Yeah, put nukes in them.
See, I thought giving it just to the Sun Tzu would give them a tactical advantage. But because like if it goes out to everyone, then it's like, you know, it's everyone
Well,
for themselves at that point, isn't it?
So the thing right now is that Prince Richter has pretty much got up in orbit. there is a big standoff between the Aslan and the Prince Richter, the Asus Navy, and the Tyrian ships that have come in. And Prince Richter has pretty much gotten the Asus Navy and the Tyrian ships on his side against the
Oh,
Aslan.
okay.
And so the Sun Tzu and her auxiliary craft have placed themselves in between the two fleets, trying to prevent an all-out war. Because if this is one of those situations where if shooting starts between these two groups, the Aslan Herate would not. The clans wouldn't stop from just invading all of the Trojan Reach.
Absolutely.
Well,
Um,
another thing is that the Sun Tzu and all them saved Tyr. I mean, saved their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Just right before we got there, they had fended off. I mean, I'm just saying, there's a lot going on. They're gonna want the Imperium trade that's supposed to be going through their system. I doubt they're gonna be too locked into old Greyhigh and his dumb ass.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, it's probably a good idea to go to everybody, or just to Sun Tzu, whatever. They can share it with everybody if they want. I mean,
Should we go see what if the biological agents are what we suspect
Yes.
before we broadcast, so that we can, you know, send that out to you. Just
So
lay everything on the table.
Yeah.
So Beth, you come down to the Lowbirths, and opening up the of course the doors are unlocked. You go in, and the first thing that you see is that there's a lot of wires and shit hanging from the ceiling. There in its current state, you would not recommend anybody use the other Lowbirths, but one of them has been heavily modified, and inside of it are two canisters that you've seen before,
Mm,
and they are being kept in cold storage. Hanging on the wall, there is now a rack of hazmat suits.
Did I take footage of this, or is there some kind of like
I think groceries are here.
computer files or anything that I can forward?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the records that Keith found is direct orders from Prince Richter Greenwater to use the Aslan bioagent, but to only use it if the attack on the Aslan colony on Asus didn't go as planned, or if it was impossible to launch the missiles.
Okay, so all the really damning stuff's already in the files that Keith found. Okay, well then.
So
yeah,
some
fuck it.
evidence of this, some like photographic evidence might still be helpful.
Yeah,
Sure.
and you
Actually,
it ties Prince Greyhigh to the bioagent.
right.
Is what that does. That's the smoking gun that puts him in that same bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. The Aslans are gonna be pissed, you know.
Yeah, and the Imperium too, because they're
They're gonna be less mad than the Aslans.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was an Imperium targeting rabies,
yeah,
they might be equally angry.
yeah.
But yeah, doing this would probably clear our name with the Aslan factions that think we had shit to do with it.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that
I'm glad to send it out.
yeah.
Who has like the best skills for that? Probably Ting.
Yeah, you would. It would be a communications check.
I could do some communications. Yeah, I just got an 11 this time.
Well, that is enough. You send out a wide broadcast. I mean, it is not only going to be picked up by anybody who's listening on the planet. It is picked up by all the ships in orbit.
And in the background, just enough so you can hear it. I am playing my new album, Biomega Funk, the Rock Hardware Experience.
There
So
we go.
Yeah, I put a lot
They
of.
won't.
Yeah, well, I mean, as this goes around, see, then my shit is there, and yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
won't bother to edit it out for like at least a day. It was like when that
fuck
guy
yeah,
Tess, when the second plane hit the World Trade Center.
yeah.
Remember they were
they,
going, "Holy shit!" and all over my
yeah,
local
it
news.
took them
So I
damn
was
near
like,
a week.
"Whoa!"
Yeah, it took them damn near a week before they were able to edit all that out.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you probably got some pretty wide exposure for your phone that way.
that's yeah. Oh no, it's a whole album. It's
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah. It's the album's name is Biomega Funk, and you
They're
know
like, is the Trojan Reach over? Are we all gonna die? Also, this song slaps. Where do I find the album?
yeah, yeah. Well, you got to promote your brand, man.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
pretty smart. I wouldn't have thought to do it.
you only get one shot at that shit.
So, so Ting, make a. I guess this would be an art perform
Okay.
plus your either your social or charm check.
Oh, I've got to go social. I'm a social person, and can I be fabulous?
You can.
I love being fabulous. You got a 15.
Okay, so the background music is actually piquing interest in a number of sources across ACES. Who wants to make a electronic sensors plus intellect or education check? Somebody other than Tang.
Yeah, I'm hogging the dice.
Captain can do it.
Yeah.
Let me think. I have sensors too, so yes, I can. Okay, I dropped the dice.
I
on the
have
floor.
sensor 0.
I got 13.
Okay. So you're seeing, so you kind of make your way down into engineering, and you can see that there were obvious that's the reason why the crew was outside the ship with the mercenaries is because they were in the midst of trying to do repairs because in its current state the lifters are out. They were damaged enough in the crash landing that that they were in the process of trying to do repairs. That those crew are no longer with us. But down in engineering, of course, there is access, kind of a secondary bridge type console from engineering, and you're able to do your sensors check, and you see, you see a couple of things. You can see that Ting's broadcast went out, and the first thing that you see is Prince Richter. So the Sword of Sindal and his two patrol corvettes that escort him immediately start to do a high burn, a maximum thrust away from the planet. It looks like they are maneuvering towards the 10 diameter jump limit. The next thing that you see is the Tyrian warships turn and also start to head for the 10 diameter jump limit. The ACES Navy starts to kind of break up, and you see the Sun Tzu shift position and start to actually leave orbit and come into the atmosphere. And they are coming towards the canyon.
You like that, huh? You like cheese.
And the Sun Tzu is broadcasting that there is an exclusionary zone around the canyon and around the poor thing.
Good, yeah.
as the Sword of Sindal is making for the 10 diameter limit, King, you pick up broadband communications of Prince Richter, essentially denying the allegations, but it
Also, while he runs, that's
while he
fucking
runs,
weird.
right?
Running away.
And you then see that the next thing that you see is that the government of ASUS comes out of its communications blackout and denounces Prince Richter and repudiates their alliance with Tyr. They're like, we are not in alliance with Tyr. Um, we are not doing a standoff with the Aslan. And they say that the Illyrial Aslan ships are welcome in Asa's starport.
Well, that crushed the war pretty quick.
Yeah.
Ting, the next thing that you see come out is a broad wave with a picture of Prince Richter and the almost like a wanted poster, and there is writing and text over it in Troc.
Oh shit, he's gonna
Oh.
get hunted.
I happen to know, Troc. What does it say?
The several you're seeing multiple types of these. There are several clans. Aslan clans have put a bounty on Prince Richter's head.
What is the bounty?
Uh,
15 million credits.
Currently, the highest is 1 mega credit,
Oh,
and the bounty
yeah.
is dead or alive, as long as you can prove that he's dead.
He's in a badass ship.
Cut his head
though.
off.
Yeah.
We can always shoot those missiles still.
Yeah, let's do it. Let those missiles will go faster than him. Let's shoot them and see what happens.
So, Beth, you see that a number of pinnaces have launched from Sun Tzu, who is in high atmosphere directly over your site, over where the poor thing is, and these pinnaces are coming in fast.
We might
Probably should get out of here.
Yeah, we're kind of wanted by the imps, you know.
Yeah.
You are receiving a directly to Poor Thing and your internal your battle dress comms. You are receiving a direct communication from Sun Tzu.
What does it say? Yeah.
It said,
Good job, team. Always forgiven.
yeah. So it is the captain of the colonial cruiser Sun Tzu, and she tells you she has dispatched colonial marines to secure the bioweapon. It is in the only safe hands would be in the Imperials, and they assure you that it will be destroyed once that can safely be done, probably out in deep space somewhere. And the Imperial or the captain from the ship's Sun Tzu's contingency fund is offering you 1 mega credit for your troubles.
Oh shit! Yeah, give me that mega credit.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll say something more. I don't know, professional. Okay. Yeah, we can fuck off out of their way if that's what they prefer.
So from the bottoms of these pinnaces, you see each one. You see numerous drop pods come out. These are marine drop pods, and each of these pinnaces is dropping like 12 each. So there's going to be 24 battle dressed up marines hitting the dirt fairly quickly. You then get a direct communication from the government of
What can we
ASIS.
get with the mega credit?
Well, I don't
I
know.
wrote
Mega
down.
credits quite a bit.
I put it in the ship fund, but if we want to split it up later, I'm totally fine with that.
Yep. Can we get more nukes?
So the government of ASIS tells you basically they give you polite thanks for your role in the recent events, and I mean there is a bit of a undertone of suspicion, like how the fuck are you guys exactly where you need to be at exactly the right time? You know, there's a lot of questions that have gone unanswered for them, and at this point they're kind of just not going to ask those questions, but they are suspicious, and they just basically tell you that they are granting you salvage rights for Poor Thing.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, we gotta wait for them to destroy the bioweapon.
Right,
Or
Yeah.
and
take it
the
out.
salvage rights are contingent upon the Colonial Marine or the Imperial Marines removing the bio agent and all traces of it. Um, but they are giving you complete salvage rights to Poor Thing. You
That's
can
pretty freaking great.
do what you want with it.
Well,
Awesome.
thank
That's a
you.
pretty nice ship.
Yeah, it'll sell. I mean, it's 78 mega credit worth ship. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I could take
yeah.
it to Steve. Let's do it.
Well, we don't have to sell it. Fucking, we got it. We got paperwork, so it's not hot.
Right,
So
it's
Right.
legal.
that, yeah, this we're actually going above board this time. I'm not sure if I approve, but okay.
I mean, this is. I mean, it's only J1, but I mean, let's see, where. So it's only J1, but if you crewed it and you just I was like, why is this so big? That's why.
Well, I suspect it's got fuel bladders.
You could put a fuel bladder in it. That's certainly an option. But you're
Yeah.
down here at ASIS. I mean, just if you were to set up, just as it is with J1, you've got this entire Sindalian main that it can jump from Janus all the way back to Noricum, doing trade between those planets.
Yeah, we could just set it up as a trader for us.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Let's
it
put
could
our
just.
logo on it though, so nobody pirates it.
I mean, of course you could. Of course, it's possible to put a fuel bladder in it and give it two J1s, but that, of course, is not really 100% necessary. And you also know, of course, Drinax is starving for ships.
Oh yeah, maybe we should take it back home.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm cool with taking it home. I mean, we could put a bladder on it and go with our newfound popularity. We could go straight down into Aquacawakanada and follow the yellow. Well, it's a tan, but follow the tan road straight into Drinax.
Yeah. So
And
that. Well, I don't
we've
know.
been through
It's on
there.
a great space, I think.
Yeah,
Isn't that
that's Harriet space. That would be potentially dodgy.
Or we can follow the dust belt with it and just, but then you've got to choose between Ogma, Marduk, or Borite. And all three of those jumps kind of suck.
Yeah, they really do. But you wouldn't even have to purchase another fuel bladder. You have one folded up in your cargo hold.
Yeah, we have a fuel bladder already.
Well, actually, though, I don't know that one will work because Anubis is a 200-ton ship. Poor Thing is 400 tons, so it's going to be it's not going to be large enough for fuel. So I take that back.
Okay.
But I mean, got a lot of cargo space, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it ought to be real easy
We
to.
could just paint the Drinax flag on the side and make it one of our traders and just have it run up and down the dust belt, making money and sending it back to us.
I mean, that's not a terrible thing either. I mean,
It's
We
at
have
least work, that's for
we-
sure.
we have crew, and we have our pirate crew. We kind of prepared to
it also
man
comes with
ships.
an auxiliary craft. It comes with a launch,
Nice.
2010
Cool.
launch. Sits up on the top of
Yeah.
deck 2. Technically becomes deck 3. There's a launch up there.
That is pretty cool.
Nice.
It's
Essentially, this thing's like Firefly.
yeah. I'm fine with sending it to trade or sending it to Drinax. I don't, you know, I don't see where it makes a difference in the grand scheme of things. We're getting to the end of the adventure, so I mean, you know,
So we should send it to
So,
Drinax. then.
yeah.
so
It's more of the story part than
so
a
the Marines
function.
show up and basically they ask you some typical police action type questions. What were you doing? Seems awfully convenient that you were here when you were, etc., etc.
It's
But
because we followed the trail. I mean,
But they
that's-
also have record of communication between you and the Aslan settlers on the planet, and so they're not really looking into you too hard. One of the Marines, an officer, and I will allow everybody to make a recon plus intellect check.
Recon plus what?
Intellect?
That's
I got
it for me.
I got an 8. Disappointing.
10.
Okay.
9.
Oh, what did Beth
Wow.
get? What did Beth get?
Huh? Oh, 13.
Okay. So you all kind of notice it. This Marine officer has basically a portable computer. It's like a tablet, and he's got it open, and you briefly see on the screen flash up your wanted posters. And the Marine looks at it and he swipes it, that disappears, and he goes, "Well, it looks like everything's in order here."
Excellent. Yay. I
Hey.
knew it. See, you do bad stuff, and then you just got to do a couple good things,
And
and it all works out.
And he kind of gives you guys a wink, and he says, and he, under his breath, he goes, "This is your get out of jail free card for this time, but you'll probably want to avoid Imperial entanglements in the future. But I don't think my captain is going to want to have to bring in somebody who essentially just averted a war."
Well, would your captain mind making sure that we get that when we go to advocate for ourselves to clear our names, this will give credence to our word.
I think we're already cleared is the point, right?
Well, you're clear. He's not going to bring you in on the after this, but that doesn't mean that in the future that if you were to be caught by Imperials or Marines, that they're going to feel the same way.
Okay,
And
we're out of here this time.
and it is unlikely that the captain is going to want to intercede or giving you guys so the captain of the Sun Tzu is surprisingly young. I mean, she looks like she's maybe 28. she's young for a captain, and she's young for being in command of a colonial cruiser. Usually, those ships are given to people that are retiring because they don't see a whole lot of action anymore. And like the Sun Tzu, the Kinninear class ship is actually, they don't even make it anymore. Most of them have been sent to breakers. They're mothballed for a number of reasons. Not the least of which that the ones with AIs went batshit and killed some of their own crew. And there's actually a novel about that. It is something about the Kinninear, or if I think you can get it on Amazon Kindle. I've read it. They did a really good job of describing how an AI a military AI when it goes batshit. Imagine HAL with guns. it's so not just guns, but HAL with guns and complete and total control of the ship. So yeah, I mean, he can make the ship go where he wants. He can tell the sensors that he sees something that's not there. It's a complete clusterfuck. And so
you can't see something that is there.
you can't exactly. And so that is one of the primary reasons that Kinninear it is now viewed as a failed project. That and the fact that the ship class is just really old and underpowered for what the Imperium needs now, especially with a war that could break out any day along the Spinward marches. And so she is surprisingly young. It would be career suicide to advocate for a group of pirates that are essentially wanted for using nuclear weapons on an Imperial patrol corvette. That she would be possibly she would be the captain of this Kinninear class vessel until they decided to send it to shipbreakers, and they may not even tell her, and she might be on the bridge when they send it to the shipbreakers. So yeah, so it is unlikely that she's going to speak up on your behalf. But it is noted your actions here.
Cool. It'll go in our permanent record.
Yes. So Keith, go ahead and whoever wants to assist Keith can do so. Keith, make a engineering, or whoever, make an engineering M drive plus intellect or education check.
I don't think I'm the one to do that.
That's not me.
You can, whoever wants to assist Keith can make mechanic plus intellect or education.
No, I can't. I think you're.
I got 11.
Okay.
Okay. Do we need help? There you go.
I got a 7.
So you are planet side for 2 weeks, repairing these lifters and essentially making repairs to Poor Thing so that she is at least space worthy again. Did you? Hold on here. I need to find. I know exactly how that feels. Let's see. I am looking for fuel powder. Fuel. There we go. Collapsible fuel tank. The collapsible fuel tank of this ship 1% of tonnage used when... Oh, okay. So 40,000. 100. That can't be right. 1% of tonnage, so that would be 0.4. Oh, per ton. Okay, so times
0.4 times
So a
4.
collapsible fuel tank, if you want to put, it would be a 40-ton fuel tank or fuel bladder that would sit in the cargo hold. Will run you 8,000 credits,
Oh, that's nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
and that you can purchase that at Aces Starport. So you guys can, during the 7 weeks of repair work, I'm sure that you make a trip back and forth between the starport and the canyon, basically doing repairs. But they, in addition to that 8,000, you are looking at an additional 17,000 in spares. As Keith is going through not only the lifters, he kind of goes over the ship. This thing is a flying wreck.
Yeah,
So, but that 17,000 in spare parts, that is actually a discounted rate. That the port of Aces is giving you the discount because you guys are kind of heroes right now in the local media.
sweet.
Nice.
All right, I subtracted that.
Okay. Ting, you are during the 7 weeks. You are getting there is a lot of buzz on the local data net for ASUS of people wanting to get your album.
Man, I will do benefit concerts, play my album. I will. Anyone that comes to the show gets a free copy and
Okay.
a data stick. Yeah, totally
Cool.
shareable. Yeah, I want to be on Space Tube. Maybe. Yeah, you know, Us Tube, whatever.
Disney Zazzle's gonna call you up like, hey.
Hell yeah. I am. I'm going to claim Tisney Zazzle because we've cleared our name with those motherfuckers that she had a problem with.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I'll be like, yeah, man, I'm Tisney Zazzle's protege. I'm coming out of the closet.
We probably got selfies with her or something.
Hell
He's on
yeah.
Eurovision.
Yeah, there you go. Dust belt vision.
Dust
Hey.
What
Vision.
you call it?
Ting, make a admin plus intellect or education check.
I don't get a +2. We'll see. That'll be a 12.
Okay,
Boy, there's a lot of rural land on this planet.
yeah, but the final week of repairs, you guys are about ready to basically lift off and head to the starport anyways. Because of course the ship will have to go through a final inspection at the spaceport. And Ting, you are able to set up a concert at the capital city of Hackles, and basically they want to set up a concert right there outside of where that apartment building collapsed due to the underground explosion. Basically a benefit concert for the lives that have been lost. and they have you. They're basically having you do the concert.
But
Oh,
you're
hell
no
yeah.
somber, you're no somber song.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The South Park episode where they've got the country western singer.
Yeah. The only way.
9/11,
Yeah.
9/11, 9/11.
Yeah. During these hard times and terrible losses that we've all endured, I think the only thing that we can do to honor the people that died
Just drop
is,
acid and sing and
to get
rave.
fucked up and be happy. You know,
Yeah.
let us get intoxicated and breed with each other for peace.
Everybody drop your molly and
Yeah.
snap your glow sticks.
Hell yeah.
Um,
We'll know that you're a true tinger if you get pregnant here today. That's
Yeah,
what I
pretty
call
much.
my fans, are the tingers.
So yes, your concert goes off. You can make another art performance plus social plus
My fabulous.
you're fabulous.
Yeah. Not bad. 13.
Yeah,
Having a
so
good time.
your concert goes off without a hitch. You get you get 12,000 credits, which is half of the ticket sales. You of course you're giving out free copies of MP3s of your album to everybody
Yeah.
that went in. And so this benefit concert goes off pretty fantastic.
I'm gonna give that 12 grand, or I'm gonna give it to the fund right in there. People, it's not right for me to make money on such travesty that's taken place today. I'll give this money to the lost and to rebuild and make this better.
Although Cover Rock Hardware is such a class act.
Yeah. Yeah, giving the money back would probably serve more purpose than
Yeah.
writing it on my
definitely.
character sheet.
So the starport inspection, they go over Poor Thing. How are you guys wanting to do this? Do you want to hire a crew here? Do you want to just take your Marines and station them on Poor Thing and have it and tell them to go back to Drinax? I mean, what is your plan for that?
The second thing. That's what I was thinking.
Just have your Marines do it. Okay.
Yeah. They can fly the poor thing.
And so yeah, they are re-registering the ship in your name. They're currently it is registered out of ACES, and so essentially Beth and Keith are kind of going over all of that. But Gregor, you are approached during this concert. I mean, and you're kind of in a bar that is, or probably more like a beer tent bar, and you're kind of sitting there watching this ridiculous concert go on, and you are approached by this woman.
Is she pretty?
Not particularly. She. How can I describe her? She looks like she looks like a free radical dissident. She's not armed, but you almost expect her to be. She's wearing like an orange and blue jumpsuit. She has hair poking out from underneath a dark blue beret. And she's not wearing any makeup. She approaches you, and introduces herself as Armandi. And she says,
Armandi.
yes. And she says that due to she introduces herself as Armandi, and she says that she says it appears that you and your friends are quite popular here, and you seem to be getting a reputation amongst the locals as being heroes. She says, I have a proposition where you could do further heroic acts uh, to aid those of the to aid people of the Trojan Reach.
I'm listening.
So she tells you that she is a part of the Free Spurl Society. You can make a
Free what?
Free Spurl Society. You can make a 2D plus your intellect check.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Seven.
You've heard of these guys. They are they are a laughing stock around the Borderlands subsector. Show you where they reside. They are all the way down here. And so the Free Spurl Society, they are kind of this laughing stock group of malcontents that seem to talk tough, and sometimes they go so far as to get themselves arrested, but they don't seem to be doing anything to basically nothing that gets them arrested is anything major enough that would be to free Spurl. And their major aim is to get rid of General Development Company off of Spurl. So General Development...
Good luck with that.
Yeah, they want to get rid of Jadeko. And so Spurl is a water world, and she explains that there's virtually almost no land above sea level. Its entire ecosystem is fairly primitive, and she says there are only a few animals that are larger than a cluster of a few cells. She says, but there is a fair amount of sea-based plant life, and she says, but the planet has a population of 90 million living on it, and they are clustered on small island chains in very small settlements that are actually on the seabed. And she says that most of the transportation, of course, is via surface ships on the water or submarines. And she said,
We've been on a submarine planet before.
yes, a couple times. It always ends up being interesting. She says, high technology is available, and this was one of the things the government of Spurl invited Jadeko in, and we all know how Jadeko works. They will uplift your technological level. They'll build a fancy spaceport in return for a not insignificant percentage of the planet's GDP. Well, Spurl's major GDP comes from the Spurl whale. And these aren't really whales. They are, in fact, they are a huge amoeba-like cluster of single-celled organisms that group together. And the whalers go out and basically scoop this goo up, and these are then processed for a variety of biochemicals. I mean, there's probably several biochemicals operating in your starship right now that are manufactured from these whalers. And she says it's not a glamorous occupation, but it is something that the people of Spurl do. But now that Jadeko has come in, they have essentially taken over the businesses, the small businesses, and are starving out the individuals of the planet, and so that Jadeko is basically taking over the biochemical plants and operations, going so far as to do the Spurl whaling themselves. And so, the Free Spurl Society wants to, you know, down with Jadeko and fuck those guys. And so she wants to hire you guys, and she's not really recommending anything uh, too ridiculously illegal, but it would essentially be a smuggling mission. They want to set up a underground or secret lab to do their own biochemicals, and then have you guys basically cut out the starport and just smuggle them off planet to be sold elsewhere. Places like Tech World would be hugely interested in purchasing these, and have the money go directly back to the Free Spurl Society and the people of Spurl, rather than going directly into Jadeko's pockets.
We just recently helped. I guess not recently.
And
We helped Tech World do the
send
same
my
thing.
recording of this to everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And ask them to listen to it.
Cool.
So I mean, that is she's very.
That's
she would
something
be
that
very
we could do with the
interested.
new ship.
Yeah, that's true. There's something to do with the new ship.
She does tell you, Gregor, that Armandi is vigorously opposed to violence and bloodshed,
Well, why is she talking to us?
and
What
she
the fuck?
sufficiently abhors violence that she. This is ironic. She sufficiently abhors violence enough that she has punched a few people who propose it.
Gee, that sounds
All right.
like the people I've seen on TV.
She tells you
How
that she.
dare you not to be
Yes.
woke? Boop.
Yes. We will beat you if you don't believe in us. She's fine with pilfering, smuggling, and all manner of other criminal activity as long as it's undertaken for a good cause. But she doesn't condone the use of violence or force.
Yeah, it might become an issue because if we get caught or in a tight spot, we will absolutely shoot some people. So I don't want any whining if that happens.
But we already are in a situation with Tech World where we could help them out with the trade part. If we just get the
lab set up.
the lab set up and the smuggling happening, we could do that, on their behalf rather than doing it directly.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's all she needs is somebody who has access to a ship or ships. But she glances from Gregor over to the starport. She says, I understand that you and your fellow travelers just became the proud new owners of a 400-ton subsidized merchant, and that would be fantastic for moving large amounts of cargo between Spurl and, say, Tech World, to jumpstart this little smuggling operation that we want to set up.
Well, how much will we make, I guess, is a good question.
That's a very good.
I'm kind of purposely staying out of it because I am throwing big concerts right now.
Right?
I'm signing autographs. I'm I'm sleeping with several different people
At the same
um,
time.
on stage.
On stage, yes. Um,
You
she
might have to come back here for child support payments.
right.
Hey, now
She
that goes against free love.
she is willing to for hiring on to help them set up this operation. She'd be willing to pay 10% of whatever profits they make from selling the biochemical each trip.
Mm,
So if you
all
set up a
right.
regular run between Squirrel and Tech World, well, just out of curiosity, let me see what that looks like. Trade chapter. Gotta turn my head sideways. Biochemical. So base price for biochemicals is 50,000 per ton. The the subsidized merchant has over 200 tons of cargo space. So I mean, you could be looking at
$100,000, $110,000.
For each trip, for each couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you're no, you're looking at 1,000,000 credits per trip. If they're filling that cargo hold. So 1 mega credit per run.
Well, that's pretty great. That pays the ship off. Like, I mean, now that we're making payments on it, but if we wanted to in like a
Yeah,
year and a half.
why don't we like ask for half of the profits and they purchase the ship outright, and when they finish paying the ship off for, I don't know, with interest, let's say 100 mega credits, you know, they cover the cost, the crew costs, half the profits go to us until they've paid off the 100 million credit note on the ship, and at that time the ship is theirs. And
We get
and
everything after
yeah,
that.
yeah, then you keep everything after that, and you have goodwill
So
towards
her only
towards me.
her only problem with that is that the people of Spurl, herself included, and pretty much everybody in the organization, they're not spacers.
Well,
The
they would have to hire and do the crew. We'll provide them with a startup crew that they can take over the cost of. They're already trained. They can handle the ship, and we have them dumb motherfuckers that couldn't trade for shit. You know, remember
I don't I don't remember. Oh
we had to
man.
split them up. We stole their
Oh yeah,
ship.
they were on that ship and it was like two sisters
right.
Yeah,
and somebody
yeah,
else. Yeah.
yeah. We could pawn the more incompetent sister on them, and throw some other people that they don't need to
Some
be that
random people.
skilled. Yeah. Well, but we could. I'm sure we could make that happen when we hit Drinax. We've got crew people on on the payroll that we could get rid of if that came down to it. I mean, of course, I want the whole organization to back me on throwing my concerts every time I come into the port.
Well, that would be something you would have to set up with General Development since they run
Uh,
the port. And she tells you, she says this is one of the problems that Jadeco is making all of the laws on Spurl, and it seems to be getting more and more totalitarian.
That's not nice.
Uh,
fuckers.
with some proper missile platforms, you know,
I mean,
a,
that's a I
Ultimately,
don't
a
know. That's a
small
class B.
episode.
They got a class B starport. I mean, that's going to be a hard. You better come in with some pretty big missile platforms.
No, you take these ones that are in the cargo hold, you park the ship in the hold, and you take them out, and you set them up on a timer to start launching missiles from inside the port.
That I
And then
mean, that's still not going to do enough damage to a starport. I mean, you're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of tons.
You'd have to set that hydrogen main fuel tank on fire.
Alternately,
Actually,
another
hydrogen
thing,
wouldn't. Well,
another side mission we could go on. I haven't been having a thought that instead of trying to put like a window on the satellite thing on the world, maybe we should try and land it somewhere. We could try and make it land on like Fantasy
Yeah.
and unleash them upon that
Well,
world.
I mean, it is essentially a high port. You're not going to be able to land it.
Oh, I thought it was just like orbiting and we could like
No, it's a
attach
big
ourselves
it's a
to it.
big ring.
Can I land the big ring?
I mean, you
So they
can
go,
land it.
wow, there's a whole world out there that's just full of like dumb people
Yeah.
making ceramic plates. And,
An example.
Yeah.
I have a picture.
I mean, you could land it. It's just the question is what condition is it in after it hits the ground, right?
Well, I mean, you're talking about something like this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
It
probably
doesn't have
going
a
to
good spot.
just come
Well-
apart and kill everybody on the way in.
Fantasy is mostly ocean.
If they
It's too
have,
far away. You couldn't move it that far.
Fine. You know
set it off
what?
like a mothership.
Yeah, it doesn't
You
have
know?
a jump drive. It has, and it has essentially a starport would have the maneuver drive with thrust 0. It's only good enough to keep it. It's only like station keeping. It's not. They're not designed to.
Okay. We'll just have to do the window installation at some point then. Oh, never mind.
I mean,
Because I want them to know there's a whole world out there, but I thought it'd be funnier if the whole world was like sand and dumb, good-looking people.
yeah.
Oh well.
Well, I can tell you, fantasies. I mean, as swampy and marshy as it is, it's a lot better than the world. I mean, the main planet for the world is a lifeless desert,
Oh,
or it is
okay.
now.
Yeah.
So I mean, they may.
I
don't
thought
know.
Fantasy had beaches for some reason. I knew it had a shitload of water, but I guess it's swampy. It has
Yeah,
supermodels on it.
there is a lot of swamp. There are some small seas, but yeah, Fantasy's mostly swamp. So I mean, she gives Gregor her contact information, or it is a way to contact her. Basically, it's a burner mobile com, and if you decide to take her up on the offer, you can contact her from orbit and or from the starport, and she can set up a meeting with the Free Spurl Society on the surface, and maybe we can get this entire situation settled.
We've never been to Squirrel.
We've not, and I guess if we're running to the end of this, at some point in time, I do want to blow up DDQ space station.
Well, this could be. This could be. Yeah, this could be an opportunity for that. But yeah, so part of this wrap up that we're quickly running towards is that you're going to have a run in with Judeco as well.
Well, should we head for Squirrel then?
I mean, we go see what they're talking about. I don't want to take this shit. I mean, whatever we rename this bullshit ship we stole, I don't necessarily want to take it. I would like to go get our fleet. The Harrier and the Osiris.
Yeah, you'd have to make your way back to Drinax.
Yeah, so I think we go to Drinax and see if we get pulled off on some other tangent before we get to Spurl.
Okay.
And if we fuck around and make it to Spurl, we'll deal with whatever the fuck they got going on. And That's my suggestion or
I
vote,
agree.
whatever.
It's been a while since we went back to Drinax. We probably missed it.
So
We need, yeah. Drinax is where the clues to 37 are,
Yes.
so we can have her do the psychic thing on the balls, psychic balls, and get information.
True.
so
So we could do the other part of batshit crazy.
so well, that is a distinct possibility as well. So who wants to make the? You are cleared for takeoff. Who wants to make the astrogation check?
Crunch your numbers, sir.
And
Yeah,
Beth,
I'll
you
make
can
the
make a
estimation
piloting
check.
plus dex check.
It's 10. Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
And I piloted 13.
Okay. Just a moment. Got sidetracked. Forgot what I was doing.
I guess so.
That's the
Rick,
power one.
Okay.
I got an 8 for power.
Okay. That's good because that is exactly what you needed. Actually, I'm going to try this out right now. I am going to put this in Ting's journal only. Just a second.
what are you putting in?
So, Ting, do you see this?
I do see it.
Beth and Keith and Gregor, do you see it?
Do I see what?
Nope. Don't see
Excellent. So
any.
it does work. Okay.
It says the Free Sparrow Society, and it's got like some waves. It's a
Yeah,
graphic,
it
is
is.
what
No,
it
I
is.
don't see anything.
This is the insignia for the Free Sparrow Society, and
He was.
she prominently Armandi prominently displays that on her jumpsuit.
You're gonna share it with the other people
I did.
now. Okay.
I did.
Oh, I don't see it.
Oh, you didn't get it?
I don't think so.
I don't see anything.
Oh,
Womp womp.
nope. That's because I did it wrong. That should yep. There. Now you should see it.
Ah, okay. Got some waves.
Oh, what pretty
Yes,
waves.
Like
They must be having a storm.
It looks like it was made by Ocean Pacific.
I was thinking, it was like a whole bunch of upside down Nike symbols.
Yeah.
Maybe it's telling us not to do it.
yes.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
do it.
don't do it.
And so Beth, you do you guys want to jump out at the same time with Poor Thing, or are you just telling them meet us back at Drinax and?
I trust them. They're good. They're good boys.
Okay.
They'll do what they're
Yeah,
supposed
right now
to.
the ASUS system is pretty secure.
Heck yeah.
The Aslan are still in port, and as well as the ASUS Navy. And Richter and his group did flee, but they are significantly. They've basically lost their power.
Yeah.
Who wants to make the jump? J drive plus intellector education.
Not me.
That'll be me. Oh, 16.
Okay. Yeah. I make you roll because, you know. So it takes you probably about 7 weeks to get back to Drinax, and in the time, each one of your jumps, you get a little bit more information. So the whole situation with Richter Greenhigh is the number one talk of news, traveler news service, all up and down the Dust Belt, and it has actually made its way as far all the way back to Drinax, and it is Prince Richter is now kind of a laughingstock, and wanted by the Imperium for genocide or attempted genocide at the very least. He's wanted for crimes on Paul. He's wanted for crimes on Tick Tick, and he's wanted for crimes on Asus. he now technically has taken over the most wanted, bumping you guys down to a number 2 easily.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that worked out great.
Um,
And if you hadn't tried to assassinate us, you
Yeah.
probably would have gotten away with a lot.
That's how we do it. We keep getting people to be more wanted than us, and
They get
eventually
heavily
we'll
not
arrested.
get
even on
off
the
the
radar
list.
anymore.
Yeah, we'll get totally off the list.
Time to start snitching.
Yeah.
So the other thing you find out is that the Greenhigh movement has pretty much lost most of its oomph, because the chapters are no longer going to have Richter's backing, because he can't just show up because he's wanted, basically by everybody with a pulse. And there are still, of course, some of these news agencies are running, the 2020s and the datelines of Traveler News Service are running hit pieces on, who is the Greenhigh movement. And essentially what is shaking out is that the only members that are really sticking with it are the true racists that hate the Aslan. But the rest of the movement, especially on ASIS, that was with the movement because they simply wanted to protect the Dust Belt from Aslan invasion from the Harate, they've pretty much dissipated, and the whole movement has kind of fallen apart. The only ones that are left are the hardcore racists. Returning to Drinax, you guys get immediately. There is much rejoicing. King Oleb has woken from his coma.
Oh, hooray!
Wow.
He lives to
Unexpected.
drink again.
Well, yeah. Do you guys have your Navy characters ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull out your Navy character.
Oh my gosh, it's so pristine. This character.
I'm almost done with mine. I've got one more round of rolls before I muster out. I told myself when I'd get general or I would get kicked out of the service, whichever came first. But I've got one more round. But
Okay.
I mean, I've got the character.
Okay.
It's mostly done.
Well, that works for now. You can finish it up between now and next week.
I'm at rank 4 lieutenant colonel.
Jesus.
I think we use pre-made ones, so they're not nearly as detailed.
Oh, you use the package?
I think so, yeah, because I don't remember having to fuck with mustering at all.
Yeah, the quickest way to do it is use the package rules out of Traveler Companion. It does make it really easy.
I made a Marine right out of the military college, and I rolled with it and stayed Marine. That is
I think that's what I learned, yeah.
what I did.
Okay.
I have Capital Ship Pilot 2.
Nice. So, Gregor, tell us a little bit about your character. What's their name? What's their background?
Their name is Happy.
Okay.
Let's see. He came from a developed world. He's had a background in Spacer Command. He's got a wafer jack. He's social of 11, intellect of 10, dexterity of 9, and his other characteristics are shit. I can drive. I got computers. Melee at 2 with my naval cutlass. And a slug of 2. And Vaxuda 1.
Okay. Keith, tell us a little bit about your character.
And he has some money.
So I'm my character is Darren. He's a Marine with fairly low experience. He's only done one term. Gunner, turret 1, gun combat across the board 2. Social is 12, and so is really good social. Don't know much about him yet. He's kind of young and kind of figuring it out.
Okay. What about Cameron's naval character?
His name's Jace. He's 22. He's got pretty good stats except for social, so I think he's going to be kind of a douchebag.
Okay.
But useful enough. So I wish I'd come up with a more detailed background.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Tang, what about your character?
My guy's name is. Right now he's Lieutenant Colonel, but I still have to do my 5th term, which that will wrap up the thing. Yeah, I'm just an old Marine, Zayden Sword Gale, and my skills are tactics, energy, gun energy. Those are both at 3. I've got 2 in leadership. I know a little explosives. I'm a fucking Marine. What the fuck I do? I kill motherfuckers and I talk shit. Yeah, talk cash shit. My social right now sucks at 5, but if I get this next promotion, it jumps to 10. So,
Wow.
Yeah. This is the character you remember I rolled all those badass stats and I ended up I traded somebody for a shit stat.
Oh.
One other.
I think I traded Cameron.
Before we jump into your naval character, one other little piece of information is that you have been contacted. A message has been sent to Drinax from what was it? Number 1, I believe. Yes, I believe it was number 1. That you have also been given salvage rights to the subsidized liner Hustwick, and so in your absence, Prince Herrick sent a crew to collect the Hustwick.
Oh, that was nice of him.
Which is this vessel here.
Awesome.
It is a 600-ton Jump 3 ship. No armor. But it is 600 tons.
And it's got it doesn't have any fucking cargo.
Jump 3 subsidized liner. Nice.
Yeah, it's a person transport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is mostly what it is.
We could take our Marines all over the place. Really
It's got hot tubs.
600, Yeah, it's got a hot tub. 600 tons. It's got a movie theater. But 600 tons, you can put 6 turrets on that fucking thing. So it could be a glass cannon. And it has a 2010 launch.
Man, we
Nice.
could take that, soup it up, and fucking tour the Dust Belt, doing shows and
Starting a
have
cult or something in there. Yeah.
fuck yeah, we can put a cult in there.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
There's plenty of people that are looking for a good cult now that we've taken care of the Greyhound movement, and
Yeah.
they need purpose in life. We owe it to them to give them a new cult to be part of, now that we broke up their old cult.
So
That's
these
true.
are the deck plans for the
Vinyl
ship
mount.
that you are stationed on with your naval character.
Okay.
To give you the exact stats of this vessel, this is the class of ship that you are stationed on. A 60,000 ton frontier cruiser. These things are old. The current ship that you are on has been rechristened. It went through a refit and has been rechristened as the Bright Light. But most of the Azanti High Lightning frontier cruisers have been either lost or they have been sent to shipbreakers, and the ones that are remaining, many of them have been sent to over to the Scout Service. And so you are one of the few remaining military vessels that are still in operation. And you have been out on basically shipping detail up through around Yggdrasil and up into the Florian League. Basically offering protection for various shipping convoys. But you have been reassigned and
You have
sent.
30. It has 30 fusion barbettes.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's got 377 gunners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It's 60,000 tons. This used to be the main. Basically the backbone of the Imperial fleet, but you're talking about the backbone of the Imperial fleet around the 900s. We're now around 1105, and so this is a really old ship.
Yeah.
Still a nice ass ship.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree.
you could
That's
fuck up a
that's
lot of shit with this.
Did we get to find out like how messed up King Olaf is? Or is that coming up?
Well, that will be coming up.
Okay.
He may not be real happy with you guys because his liver may have had to have been replaced.
Oh no.
It's got a brand new one to cirrhose.
You know,
It's not a bird.
liver and kidneys have been replaced. They just put in a pool filter and some copper tubing. He'll be fine. So yeah, this ship is pretty huge. But you have been recalled. You were recalled at Yggdrasil and told to report at Depress. And Depress is kind of it's kind of a backwater. Anyways, when you come into the Depress system, so the colonial. Actually, the screen's getting pretty big. I'm gonna have to do some pruning. But anyways, before you come into Depress, as you come out of Jump, you see that there is a kind of a line in formation from the 10 diameter jump limit all the way to the high port around Depress. And so this is something that would normally be done for a ship that has been victorious in a great battle, or something along those lines. You guys have been just doing escort work for showing the flag in the Florian League, and but the people of Depress are very, very honored to be the base location for the 203rd Colonial Fleet. Now, in the Trojan Reach, there are only a couple of Imperial bases. The Colonial fleets are really based out of Rilgar. But it is so far away from the Dust Belt that the Admiralty made the decision to base the 203rd out of the small base at Depress. And colonial fleets are going to be made up usually of junker ships, older ships, and one of the vessels, part of the 203rd, is the Sun Tzu. This is taking place about 6 weeks. No, I'm sorry, 6 months before the entire situation happened on ASUS.
All right.
And
Cool.
so the Sun Tzu is a part of the 203rd, and the people of Depress are kind of downtrodden, and they were extremely honored that the Imperial Navy put the colonial fleet here at Depress. The biggest issue, and the people of Depress are really hoping that this is going to make them a colonial or a imperial client state, and they're really hoping for that because they want to get back at Tyr, because at one point the Tyrian raiders back during the during those days came and raided Depress and stole pretty much all of their ancient artifacts from them. And the people of Depress are depressed about that. But you guys,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
you guys come in and you are basically given shore leave, and this is essentially the Tyrian, or not Tyrian. This is the Depress downport, and Depress is actually not a bad planet. It's shirt sleeves, and they have some major cities there, and the capital is the city of Sinan. And this is the Sinan visitors map. There's a memorial park, there's city halls, there's all sorts of places that you guys can go on your shore
Cool.
leave.
Just for fun on shore leave to keep things exciting, I think all my Marines need to form up into a 5-mile run just to wake up and keep in shape while we're out. A good morning run followed by an afternoon of drinking seems like a wonderful way for us to spend our time. Getting involved with these pansy ass motherfuckers that lost their shit eons ago and don't even know what the fucking treasure smells like is just a waste of our dang time.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are here for a couple of days, and finally,
And I go to the Depressed National Dance Theater.
okay, you're gonna go see some national
Ballet.
dance. Yes,
We're
ballet.
going to see the Nutcracker Suite.
We gotta visit that bus station. Just kidding.
Hey, it smells like pee, just like back home. Just like the bus stations at home. So you're here you're on shore leave for a couple of days, and you are finally called in to the Commodore's office. The Commodore is Midi Barani,
He's a 64.
and she
She's a 128 then.
you were brought in along with the captain of Brightlight. Basically, Midi Barani has some orders that you've essentially been waiting for. And those orders are to do a joint operation with the Imperial Scouts. And the purpose of the operation is to jump from Depress to Tick Tick and engage in a Imperial interdiction of Tik-Tik. They are making Tik-Tik a red zone. And the purpose of this, the reason for the red zone, is that the Imperial Scouts and their anthropologists have some theories about the Tik-Tik population. If you remember, Tik-Tiks are thought to be a part of the chirper species, or possibly connected to the droin, and they believe that they are a unique individual species, and they have filed for protection of them, and the Imperial Scouts are finally now getting the opportunity to do something about that. And so this is going to be a joint operation between the Scouts and the Navy, and really the Navy, your ship is going to be the flagship of this. It is your duty to, of course, offer muscle and enforce the interdiction until an interdiction cruiser arrives to relieve you. And so, in the process of this, going from Depress to Tik-Tik, and you will have your choice of how you want to do this. You will enter the Dust Belt, and you can either do a flag showing at Janus, or you can do a flag showing at Kaldos. It is your choice, however you want to choose to do that. And then essentially move from either of these, move to Tier before heading, and doing a flag showing at Tier before heading to Tik-Tik to do the essentially the entire interdiction part of it. So the criteria for this is the first part is to assemble the interdiction task force. Criteria 2 is to resupply the task group using resources obtained during deployment. So you will want to resupply at either Janus or Kaldos, and then again at Tier before heading to Tik-Tik. There are some supplies available at Tik-Tik, but you have to realize that it is going to be very rudimentary, as they only have a Class D starport. Criteria 3 is to maintain the security of the Florian trade route up and down the Sindalian Main. And criteria 4, to establish contact with the Tyrian regime and engage in diplomatic activities without committing to any long-term allegiances or arrangements. You absolutely cannot show favoritism to any of these worlds, and especially at Tier, because they will take it to the nth degree and assume that they are now, buddies with the Imperium, and we don't want that. And criteria 5 is, of course, to finally establish the interdiction at Tik-Tik.
Gonna interdict them with a iron fucking fist. What the fuck we're gonna do? Them little pansy ass motherfuckers talking about they need some fucking protection. I'll protect them, all right.
Now they do bring up the Commodore does bring up that there was recently an incident on Tik-Tik where evidently there was some kind of secret research base that there was a major reactor meltdown, and there was some environmental fallout from that. There was basically a radioactive zone and a crater where this research facility once was, and she says that there's a lot of rumors about what was going on at that research base. Nobody really. There's these weird videos that are making their way up and down the Dust Belt about that Prince Richter Greenwater was involved, and that there was some kind of biochemical that was released, and so far nobody knows what to believe. Imperial intelligence is looking into it.
My men will not get a chance to watch any of that bullshit news and everything unless our motherfucking ship is spick and span where you can eat off the motherfucking toilet.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
They
sir.
clean it with their toothbrush.
That's right.
That's right. Well, the the toothbrush should be stolen from a rival company and used to clean and replace back without their knowledge.
Yes,
And this,
has to be
this
secretly put back where
yeah,
you found
gotta be secretly put back with no taint smell.
That's like some Spartan shit.
it.
man.
Right? Yes. So we will pick this storyline up, when we return after our little junket into the bizarre game of Paranoia, which we will start next week. Your characters are already in Roll20. So Devin, if you can sign up, click that link to join the Roll20 game, I can then attach your login to that to the character and your secret information that will pop up.
Yeah, I've joined now. So
Okay,
yeah.
I will go ahead and take care of that tonight. So yeah, we'll be ready to go next week with Paranoia.
Cool. See you guys then. It'll be fun.
All
Yeah,
right,
fun.
I will
Yeah.
see you
Thank
guys
you.
next week at 7 o'clock.
All right. Have a great night. Thank you.
You too. Have a good night.